Hello, everyone, and welcome to this episode of The Kim Jacobs Show. I am so excited to have Samantha Madre with me today. Samantha, am I pronouncing your last name right, Madre?
It's actually Madre.
Madre. Yeah, I never want to mispronounce someone's name, so I'm glad that I asked you that. I should ask you that backstage. Samantha Madre is here in the studio today with The Kim Jacobs Show. So everyone grab your virtual seats. Make sure you tag a friend. This is probably one of my younger guests that have been on. I've had teen entrepreneur guests as well, but Samantha is 20 years old, and we're going to talk a lot more about her story. So grab your virtual seats. I'll put in the link if you'd like to come into today's episode and ask a question of my guest. Guess what? You'll get the opportunity to do so by clicking on that link, and you'll be brought right into the show. I didn't tell you that, Samantha, huh? You're like, what?
No, I think you did tell me.
They can come on and ask me some questions. It's a lot of fun. So anyway, we're going to have a great time here on the Kim Jacobs Show. Go ahead and tag your friends as you come in. Let us know where you're visiting in from in the studio audience. And let's get today's episode started. Welcoming Samantha Madre to the Kim Jacobs Show. Samantha, like, that's not what we talked about. What happened? Again, welcome to this episode of the Kim Jacobs Show. Samantha, hopefully you've gotten a chance to share it as well with your friends. You can share it right from my Facebook page, and your friends will be brought right into today's broadcast.
Yeah.
Okay, all right. So Samantha Gabriella, I love your name. Samantha Gabriella Madre is a first-generation college student born from immigrant parents. She is pursuing her BE degree in civil engineering at Stony Brook University through the Women in Science and Engineer WISE program. It's an honors program that she's participating in. Her love of engineering is also supplemented by passion and deep connection to music. Following her grandmother's footsteps, well, we're going to learn more about her whole history as to what got her involved in this whole musically inclined endeavor. So we're going to learn more about that. But let me let you know that in all aspects of her life, she uses her talents and the gifts that God has given her, and she is a blessed 20-year-old woman of God. So welcome, Samantha Madre, to the Kim Jacobs Show.
Thank you so much for having me here today.
I love it. I can't wait. I want everyone to immediately start getting a chance to know about you. Tell us about your childhood, because you're 20. You're not like 50. I'm 50. You're like 20, and you've already accomplished so much at an early age. Tell us about your childhood growing up.
Yeah. So I'm the oldest of two kids. So I have a younger sister who's 17, and I grew up in Queens. I've always been here, and my parents, as you said, are immigrants. So they worked really hard to put us through school and give us everything that we always wanted. So a lot of my childhood was always just making sure to make them proud, and that everything I do isn't like, so that all of their hard work wasn't for like a waste. Like I was always, doing as much as I can just to like, not prove, but make sure that I'm doing what I like. I'm doing something to make them proud, basically. Like everything I'm doing, I'm not like wasting my life. Like I'm making sure I'm accomplishing something like they worked so hard for. What else? I started playing piano at 8 or 9. So that started when I was younger. And I've always been involved in extracurriculars, like always outside of school, always doing a bunch of extra stuff. So I think that played a very important role in like how I'm able to do everything I do now.
Now, let me ask you, Samantha, did you always kind of want to play the piano, or did you kind of get like, oh, you're going to learn this? Which one was it for you?
I think when I was younger, I was really excited to start playing piano. It was something very different. But I think as I got older, I started getting tired of it. But I kept pushing through and like working at it. Because like as you grow up, like you playing an instrument, a lot of people don't see it as, oh, like you're playing an instrument, like that's not cool or something. So like at one point I was just like, I don't want to do this, I want to do something else. But I stuck with it up until I graduated from high school, because after I moved away for college, I didn't really have as much time to practice. But I kept playing classical until I was 17.
That's interesting. Okay, so when you were a lot of young people can relate to what you're sharing today, because so many people are trying to figure out what's that cool thing to do, and it's not even just what the cool thing is to do. Some of the people that are doing the cool things is like those are things that other people consider to be the cool things, like sports and different things. It's not like if you're in sports that you're not that you're doing it just because you're trying to be cool. It may be the gift that God gave you, and the talent. So I'm wondering, for young people that are in your situation growing up, that are in some not so cool fit in type of activities, what advice would you give them?
For me, it'd be like, if you like doing it, if you love doing it, if it's something that brings you joy, like it doesn't really matter what anybody else thinks. It doesn't matter if they see it as not cool or cool. Like it really doesn't matter, as long as at the end of the day you're happy with it and you're happy with yourself. That's all that matters. Like I ended up finding music being of my way to express myself, and also like a stress relief. Like with the world, every day is busy,
Yes.
always going. I know when I put on music, I'm able to relax and just fall into like whatever the sounds are, the words that are pulling. Like it's my way of kind of escape. But I feel like if I wasn't pushed from a young age, start playing piano and start singing, I wouldn't have had that.
That's interesting. And right before we came on the show, I made sure I played one of your favorite artists, and I hope that put you in a relaxing mode, right? Well, that's good. That's great advice, especially as young people are trying to determine what direction they want to go in life. There are so many peer pressure things that can kind of pull you all over the place. And at the end of the day, I almost feel like it's like a rag doll situation. It's like, okay, I'll shake you over here, I'll shake you over here, I'll shake you with this trend and shake you with that trend, and then just leave you out off of a cliff to just fall off by yourself in the abyss. I don't know that I'm 50. So when I'm saying this, that's from my perspective as a 50-year-old. What's your take on it as a younger person? Do you feel like people are doing that, experiencing that peer pressure?
Yeah, definitely 100%. Especially I think young children or young people like growing up in like the church and stuff. There's a lot of persuasion to do what you know is not right. There's a lot of like wanting to fit in and do what everybody else is doing. So there is a lot of peer pressure in that area. It makes you sometimes feel alone or sometimes feel different, but it's okay. But that does happen all the time. Like it can be from the smallest things to the biggest things. Like you don't realize how much pressure really is on young people today, especially with the culture changing so fast and every day.
That's good. Good advice. You're already sharing so much key advice to people that are tuning in. Listen, as you all are tuning in here today on the Kim Jacobs Show, make sure you let us know where you're tuning in from. You're a part of the studio audience. I did put in the comments section. You can come right in and ask my guest a question, or you can type your questions and we'll pull them into the screen. Even just sharing words of encouragement with our guests. Definitely feel free to type and tag some friends to be a part of today's broadcast. Now, Samantha, in college, you decided to go the route of civil engineering. That's like a big task. You're taking on a big chunk of life right there. Why civil engineering versus music or some other path?
Yeah, so this kind of goes back to my childhood too. So when I was younger, I was always like putting stuff together, and I was more interested in how things worked. But I didn't realize like that was something you could do as a career. Like I was never exposed to that kind of stuff. I was always like, I just saw that you can be like a doctor or a lawyer or an accountant. Like I couldn't deal with blood, so that was out of the option. Lawyer requires a lot of memorization, and my memory is so not there. And accountant, I see my mom doing that kind of stuff, and I was just like, I didn't really want to do math every day. Like
Not math every day.
I was like, I can't do this. So I was really confused for a really long time of what I wanted to do. Like, when you get the doll sets and it's like, oh, let's do the hair. Like you put out together the nail salon or the hair salon and you put the doll's hair. I was more interested in putting the doll set together versus actually doing the hair.
Okay.
But I didn't think of that as anything. I just thought like I'm weird. Like I'm just more into this, or like puzzles or things like that. So I think in my freshman or sophomore year, probably sophomore year beginning, I was talking to my cousins about some stuff, and they're like, "Oh, what do you want to do when you get older?" And I was like, "I don't know. I'm good at math and science," but I gave them the whole run through of like things I can't do though, and they're like, "Oh, why don't you try engineering?" Like that was the first time I ever heard that word. Like I didn't even know what that meant. I was just like, buildings, like that's what you're talking about. Like I don't understand. And they're like, "Yeah, you can try it." So I just had that word floating in my mind, and I think that same week my school put out a program called the ACE program, which is Architecture, Construction, Engineering Mentorship. And I was like, okay, why don't I just try it? So I signed up for it, and I somehow ended up at the Empire State Building as a sophomore. I'm 14 years old at the Empire State Building, and I was like, I don't know what I got myself into. So I show up, and I'm with a company called Skanska. And what it is, it's a mentorship program where they take high school students and they walk them through all the different aspects of architecture, construction, and engineering.
Okay.
And give you real life projects that they're working on, and they, walk you through all the different steps, the different areas, things that you could do. And it was through that program that I was like, oh, I can actually see myself doing this. So I stuck with the program for 3 years. And I met a bunch of like amazing people, heard about what they do for a living and different types of jobs. And I was like, okay, this is what I'm doing. Because it combined like all the stuff I did growing up and things I'm interested in now.
That's great.
So, and I also like the idea of like, sorry, I didn't mean to cut you off.
Oh, no, please, by all means. I mean, I want people to learn from you. And so this is something that you're passionate about, which is civil engineering, even though you had never even heard of it until like your sophomore year. And then you hear your cousin tell you, and then you're like, end up at the Empire State Building. Now it's like, this is your lot in life type of thing, right? And so this is pretty amazing to hear what you're saying. Carry on.
So one summer I also did like a program at Manhattan College. This is all still in high school. I still have no idea what I'm getting myself into. I'm at Manhattan College now doing like a 10-day program, and they had guest speakers come in. And one person said something and it really stuck with me. And it was, the reason that they love what they're doing is, one reason actually, is because they can walk through the city and say that I worked on this building. You worked on something that will be there after you're gone. Like it is still a lasting effect. And when he said that, I was just like, I want to do that. I want to be a part of something that will still be there long after I'm gone. It will be affecting millions of lives, whether they know it or not. Like I worked on something and it's there. The visual product is right there.
Oh my goodness. That Samantha Madre, that is admirable. And then you're not a mother yet or anything. And in the future, when you do become one, that is going to be, in addition to leaving a legacy for your children, your family, and stuff that's going to happen way, down the future here. But to have that already, that you're in that legacy mindset, is so commendable. So I just want to say, I'm proud of you, super proud of you. Everyone that's on today, make sure you send some positive words of encouragement to our guest, Samantha. Let us know where you're in the studio audience. Let's see. I do see a few comments already. Good morning, Kim and Samantha. Allison. We love Allison. Okay, let's see. Any other comments coming in? Allison said, it seems that the field you picked to help you decide what you wanted to study. The field you picked, yes. Okay, that's your legacy, building on the future with your work as an engineer. That's amazing. And then, of course, Jane Madre, is that your mom?
That's my mom.
Hi, Mommy. Hi, Jane Madre. She said, go Sam. Go Sam. Anytime you have a mom or a dad that's in your corner like that, that's willing to get on social media and type some things to you, you just have a great support system. How important is it to have a great support system, in your opinion? Oh,
it's definitely very important. I don't think I would have been able to do like half the things I'm doing without the people I have behind me or next to me. They've definitely been able to give me advice, help me like plan, like stuff like that. They set all the stepping stones or all the traits that I needed at a young age to help me do what I can now. So I definitely would not have been able to do it without them.
That's good. That's good. That's really good. Allison said, engineering picked you. It picked you, young lady. And your mom said, hello. Jane, listen, in addition to all that's happening here, will you take a moment and subscribe to the Kim Jacobs Show? I know you won't here to see your daughter, your baby girl today, but you could still be a part of the Kim Jacobs Show in the future. So everyone that's watching Samantha today, make sure you subscribe to my YouTube channel on the Kim Jacobs Show. All right, listen, my mommy is on. She said, good morning, ladies.
Good morning.
How do you feel being called a lady at you're 20 years old? You are a lady now. How does that make you feel?
I think at first when I first started hearing those like phrases and stuff, it was very shocking. I was at work one day, actually somebody called me ma'am, and I was like, hold on.
Like, wait, what?
I think I was like 18, and they're like, okay, ma'am, and I was like, no, I'm still 18.
No. That's funny. Well, you're a lady, and my mom is acknowledging that today. And then Allison said, hey, moms rule. They are the best support. You better believe it. I promise you, if I did not have my mother in my life, I just don't know where I would be. I'm so much further along than where I could have ever been because of the mom that I have. I'm compassionate because of my mom,
Yeah.
and I think about other people. I love other people, and I want the best for other people. It's almost sometimes to a fault of my own. It's like, wait a minute, I don't want that too much of that to be inside of me at the level that my mom has poured it in me at that level. And so anyway, it's really moms matter. Moms matter a lot. Thank you for sharing. Lady Tanya Anderson is on. Thank you so much for being on today. Happy New Year, Miss Ellis Pratt. Okay, now Allison talking to my mom, who's also in the studio audience. Y'all could just sit right next to each other in the studio audience, and you can inbox each other. So they're this is a show where everyone that's in the virtual studio audience, they're starting to get to know each other too, right? So now Allison has gotten to know Ella, which is my mom, and they're like, hey girl, we here today. Sam, you are such a beautiful lady.
Thank you.
All right, y'all. Listen, we're going to take a quick commercial break, and then we'll be right back with some more information from Samantha Madre. Let me go ahead and share with you one of today's episode sponsors is Dr. Shantae. Dr. Shantae is, first of all, she is Black angel investor. And the thing that I think I really want you guys to grasp is the fact that she deals with transformation, but it's not just transformation in general, it's transformation through investing. So teaching you how to properly invest and create generational wealth within your family. And so she's written a book called Black Angels Among Us. In this book, she talks about nobody is coming to save us. If you want control of your community and your future, you must own it. You don't have to wait until you are a millionaire to become an angel investor. And this is for anyone, regardless of your race, your religion, but she specifically focuses on the African-American community and creating generational wealth. Make sure you know that if you have at least $500, you can become an angel investor. Check out drshantae.com. Make sure you let her know that the Kim Jacobs Show did send you her way. All right. And so also let me share with you how you can stay connected with the Kim Jacobs Show. All right, welcome back to the Kim Jacobs Show. Samantha Madre is my guest today, and we're talking about how to balance ministry, music, college, all kinds of aspects at 20 years old. So if you have any young people that you want to inspire, make sure you share today's broadcast with them and let them hear Samantha Madre talk from personal experience. Now, Samantha, you are, in addition to being a civil engineer major, which is heavy, and you're going to be leaving a legacy with all of the things that you touch in this life, you're also heavily involved in your ministry. Tell us about that.
Yeah, so I actually I've always been in church for as long as I can remember, but it was until I turned 13, I graduated 8th grade, that I started working with the worship team. Kinesit Waru. She started training me on the piano and like how, because classical music and worship music are two completely different things. So when I started playing on the worship team, I had a lot to learn, the improvised fill-ins, like those kind of stuff. I didn't know that before. And she started training me on how to lead songs. So I started on the worship team at 13. So all throughout high school, I was doing that every Sunday. We would have monthly practices, and then I'm still doing that now, which requires, I try to get home most Sundays because I dorm at school. So I'm usually back home every weekend.
Okay.
And that usually requires me, if Kenise isn't there, then I take over for worship. So that's my main role in the church.
Good.
I usually help around and other stuff, but that's like my main.
Wow. And that's a lot. I mean, so anytime you're in charge of worship for the whole, bringing in the spirit to the atmosphere and setting the stage of how the atmosphere is going to be set for the word of God to be ministered, that's a major role that you play with. And it's not a play, but that you actually do within the ministry. So you're critically important. It's almost like actually like you're an engineer in the church too.
Yeah, sort of.
Because you're technically building something, which is the worship department, to be able to leave a legacy on how worship should be, even beyond when you go on to other aspects of your life. See how I pulled that all together?
That was nice. That was good. I never thought of it that way.
Okay, that's a layback moment. I lay back in my chair. That's interesting. Oh, hey, now see, my studio audience members, they're all talking to each other. So my mom said, "Oh, thank you, Allison Skeet. Happy New Year. Right back to you." Okay, y'all gonna have to connect outside of the Kim Jacobs show sometime too. Powerful singing voice, Emmanuel Panay says. You have a powerful singing voice. And by all means, if you want to belt a tune out, and I know you somewhat don't like to be out in the forefront like that, but if God has gifted you, he's gifted you. So if you want to, I'll give you some time to think about it.
Maybe later.
Maybe later in the show. So when I hear you start going la 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 or whatever, then I'm just gonna be like, all right. Hopefully we'll get to hear that powerful singing voice, but that's putting her on the spot. So I'm not sure if we'll hear that today. Okay, we'll see. Let's see who else said something. Single data for. Oh, he said he needs some lights, some help with his lights. Marlon said, I want some help with my lights. And guess what, Marlon? Because you put your comment in here, you never know what God's going to do. And you have your Cash App right there. Guess what? I'm going to send you something. I'll send you something myself towards your lights today. That's what I'll do on behalf of the Kim Jacobs Show. It won't be a lot, but it'll be a little something to help a brother out. How about that? Okay. So you're going to get blessed just because you put it out there. Ask, and guess what? You shall receive. Ask and you shall receive. Ask and you shall receive. So during our commercial break, I'm going to make sure I Cash App something to you. Wait a minute. I'm actually going to do it right now. Yeah. Because you never know. We don't know in life why people are having situations and things going on, and it's only by the grace of God that we're not in that situation ourselves. And so, okay, is it Valerie, Marlon? Because I don't want to send it to the wrong thing. I sent my money one time to the wrong thing, and the people would not send me my money back. I was like, y'all know that wasn't for you. No. They're like, so what?
I hate when that happens. I always get so scared. I'm like, is this the right person? Like double checking about 5 times before I send it through.
I know. So tell me if it's for Valerie, Marlon, and if it's not, then I'm not going to send it. Help for lights from the Kim Jacobs Show. I need to see a yes before I hit send, because I'm not going to send it unless I know that it's the right person. I'm not going to put your full name out there, but it says Valerie when I type that in. So tell me if that's who it's for. And if you say yes, that's who it's for, then I'll hit send and you'll have some money from the Kim Jacobs Show to help with your lights. Okay. All right. Let's see. Mother Lofton says, good morning, ladies. God bless you, Samantha. Good advice and information for our youth to consider as they enter the new year. Mother Lofton, just so you know, she is over our entire women's department within the North Carolina 2nd jurisdiction within the Church of God in Christ. So we have hundreds upon, it's probably thousands. It's a lot of women within our department, and she leads all of the women. So she brings in different speakers to speak to different components of life. So you definitely want to connect with Mother Lofton.
Oh, thank you.
All right. Marian, make sure you let me know if Valerie's name comes up for your thing. And if so, then I'll send it. Okay. Until I hear from you, I won't send that yet, because I don't want to send it to the wrong Cash App. Okay. Yeah. I sent somebody one time. I sent $100 somewhere. I knew there was the wrong person and they did not give it back. I was like, oh my gosh, give me my money back. You didn't even need that. You didn't ask for it. Anyway, so let's keep on talking. I wanted to find out, what advice do you give young people today that are balancing and juggling so many different roles and responsibilities in their lives? Because sometimes people underestimate that teenagers and young adults have a lot going on too. And so it's like, oh, you can deal with it, you're fine. And they just downplay it. I don't like that because I can see the pressures that young people have on them. What advice would you give young people?
Yeah, I think one thing is just always remember that, like, with God, everything is possible. And it's always good to, talk about it also. I know there's a lot of time. And, like, it's okay to be stressed out. It's okay to think, like, I have days where I'm just like, I can't do it. It's too many things. Like, I need a break. Like, I just don't want to do all this stuff anymore. Like, it's okay to have those days. You just need some time to recollect and just get back and remind yourself as to why you're doing it. Remind yourself that, that God didn't bring you this far just for you to stop. He has like a greater purpose for you. And like, he's opened all of these doors and opportunities for you to grow and, to make something of yourself and then use these talents for his glory.
That's good. So with God, all things are possible. With God, all things are possible. That's point number one. God did not bring you this far to stop. That's what Mackenzie. Thank you, Mackenzie, backstage typed that. I love it. I love it. So they're just typing some of the points that you're making. And I want to make sure that young people get to see these points. God did not bring you this far to stop. Excellent. Any other advice?
Like on how to handle everything?
Yeah, just how to juggle and balance and figure it all out, because it's a lot to figure out between civil engineering, between ministry, between being a daughter, a sister, because your sister wants some sister time too, not just, I don't care what you got going on with your legacy leaving and all of that. I want to know that you're going to be here when I just need my girlfriend time. So how do you balance all of those things from your perspective?
So a Google Calendar and a planner are my best friends when it comes to figuring all of this out. I color code everything. Like, I like my school one color, church a different color, all my other different aspects, different colors, just to make sure that I have time to like visually. Like, I'm more of a visual learner, a hands-on learner, so I need to see where my time is being allocated, how much time I actually have, just so I can plan around all of those things.
Good.
But that's one piece of advice. I tell like my freshman mentees, Google Calendars are going to be your best friend. Like, you will have a meeting randomly in the middle of a month that you will not remember from now on. Like right now, 2 weeks later, you will not remember it. Google Calendar.
You said a Google?
Google Calendar.
Okay.
Yeah.
Google Calendar and color code. Okay, I'll write that. And color code. Color coded. That's really good advice. Okay, Google Calendar and make sure you color code it. That's some good advice. All right. So those are some tips already that Samantha's sharing with you as a young people. If you're wearing different hats and roles and responsibilities, make sure you have a good Google Calendar and make sure you color code it, because you won't remember it a month from now. And then also making sure that you know that with God, all things are possible. All things are possible with God. And don't stop, because he didn't bring you this far for you to stop at this point. Some good advice. Good advice. Okay. So how are you able to effectively manage? I'm trying to think. You said you're doing school, you're doing civil engineering in school, then you're also doing music. Now you also are doing what else? You're an author. You're wearing a lot of hats. So tell us about being an author.
Yeah, so I am this is my first co-authored book that I did. It released in March, right? May? March. I think it was May.
It was May.
It was May. We started giving out flyers in March, yes. So that was my first time co-authoring a book. That was an awesome experience. I didn't think that I would be an author. I kind of also went into civil engineering thinking I didn't have to write a lot, but I did. So I didn't think an author was an option for me. So that door being opened was really great. On top of being an author, I'm also, yes, Kim Jacob is holding.
No, I want to put, where's your picture? Right here?
Yeah, right there.
Okay, so Samantha is one of the contributing authors in the book This is how I fight my battles. And you want to hear her story. Her story will change your life. So if you don't have a copy of This Is How I Fight My Battles, make sure you get a copy immediately. And Samantha, how would they get a copy from you?
Oh, so on my Instagram, which is, I think you have it.
Yes, we have it. I'll put it right up.
So on my Instagram, there's a link in the bio that'll take you to an order form. And then from there, you can just fill in your information. And then I'll eventually send out the books to you guys once I have your order in.
That's good.
It's a quick Google form with like all your information and you'll be good.
And this is on Instagram.
Yeah.
To purchase her book. Okay, listen, if you're interested in getting a copy of This Is How I Fight My Battles, just so you can read Samantha Madre's story, make sure you follow her. First of all, follow her on her social media page on Instagram. And then to purchase the book, there's a way for you to do that right on her Instagram page at SMADRAY_. And the reason I say that is because there are people that listen on iTunes and iHeartRadio that won't see the broadcast. So I have to spell everything out. So it's at SM as in Mary, ADRAY_. And that's her Instagram handler so that you can go and purchase the book. This Is How I Fight My Battles. And the primary person that compiled it all and the main author is Kenise Itwaru, but she's allowed us to be contributing authors, and Samantha is one of the contributing authors. So please support Samantha's purchase of her book today. This Is How I Fight My Battles, and she'll get it to you right away. Super exciting, super excited. Okay, tell us more. Tell us some more. What's going on else? What else is happening in your life?
Okay, so on top of that, I'm also a high school mentor. So as I talked about before with the ACE program, that helped me a lot figuring out what I wanted to do. And I always thought of it, if it wasn't for those people, I wouldn't be where I am also. So I wanted to give back and make sure other people have the same opportunity to figure out maybe this is something for them. So I actually started the job last semester. So what it is we have high school girls just to let them know that they can also do the work because it is a male-dominated field. We have lessons every other week for them. We just kind of walk them through the different areas just to get them interested in it. So that's one thing that I do. Another one is I'm also like a freshman mentor. So for freshmen coming into Stony Brook, we're kind of like an upperclassman that's there to guide them through. This semester was really difficult being online and stuff. It was a very big transition. So like I know I actually had a mentor also freshman year, which is why I was like, let me do this for somebody else also. Like, if I didn't have that person there, I definitely would have been lost also when I started college. So I was like, okay, I'll be this one person for the students to reach out to. So I have 3 mentees there also. And what else? There's one more thing. Oh, yes. So
there is one more thing?
Yeah.
There is?
So as a civil engineer, we have a society called the American Society of Civil Engineers, and we have student chapters on campus. So I'm currently the junior project manager for our concrete canoe team, which is basically we build a canoe out of concrete and we're supposed to race it. Yeah, I know. When I first heard it, I was like, what? This is going to sink.
Yes, that sounds like, well, I was like, okay, Kim, don't say this, but gravity tells me that's going to sink, right? But I was like, I'm not a civil engineer, so don't yell that out on your show because then Samantha's going to have to correct you and tell you that's not right. So help us here. Other people are definitely thinking like me. A concrete canoe, heavy, weighted. How does it not sink? Tell us, please.
So it all depends on the materials that we put in. So we have different admixtures that throughout the semester we try out different materials and we mix them all together, have different samples, and depending on what we put in, it depends on how it will float, how much it will weigh, how many people it can carry, like that kind of stuff, how much pressure it can take, tension, how many before it can start to crack. So there's a lot of testing and trials that go through before we actually build the canoe. We're actually in the process right now of writing our paper for it. We did a bunch of testing, and then probably in February we're gonna cast the canoe, which is always fun. Everybody comes together for a full day, and we're casting concrete together in this big mold.
I bet you might be sick on that day. You never know. Okay, so people are officially going to get in the canoe?
Yeah, so at the end, at the competition, except for with COVID now, things are a bit different. I knew before COVID. I think we had 6 people that would get in. It's usually the seniors because they're about to graduate, so it's their opportunity. They get in the canoe.
Takers, go. Oh my goodness. Okay. Yeah. Please take pictures of you all getting in that concrete canoe. Or if you even want to come on live for a few minutes, I'll bring you back on because I would be very interested in seeing some people get in a concrete canoe. You all would be like the best state-of-the-art engineers in the world for that not to sink, in my opinion. So I would be interested in seeing that. I'm sure others would too. If you'd like to see the concrete canoe experience, please type "I'd like to see it too," or me. Count me in because I want to see that live if possible. Okay.
No problem.
Okay.
Yeah, it's a whole day activity. We all like just the cast. Like we have like freshmen, sophomores, seniors, juniors. Except for this year will be different because of COVID again. Like we're not all allowed to be in the same location. But before we'd all get together, mix the concrete, put them together. We have like chicken wire that we put in at the middle, just to help with the tension and stuff like that. It's just awesome. And then like in 28 days, you get to see like your actual product, like it's there, and it's just really nice to know that you built something,
Well, that's interesting. And you're a beautiful young lady. And I'm sure you get that compliment all the time. In civil engineering, you're going to have to like roll your sleeves up and get dirty and gritty. So tell me how does that work for you? Because I mean, you're gorgeous. So it's like you got to roll those sleeves up and get into your engineering hard hat, goggles, get going, tell us about that.
Yeah, I think the first time I actually wore the full setup with the hard hat, the goggles, the vest, the boots, was at my first internship in 2019. I showed up to work confused because it was my first time working on an actual site, and they gave me all of the PPE, and I was like, oh, I have to wear all. I was like, okay, I felt so weird. I was like, this is the first time, but I grew to love it. I was like, I love putting on the hat. Walking out on the site, like looking at all these things actually being made right in front of you, being a part of it. But you do get dirty. I mean, at the job site, when I worked that summer, it was an almost done building, so it wasn't really getting dirty. If anything, I had paint on me because of like wet paint. But building the canoe, that was manual labor that I don't think I was used to yet. And I went back to my dorm covered in dust and concrete all over my arms and my sleeves. And I remember walking back to my room and people were just like, what? Like, why are you covered in? I can see the heads turn.
Wait, what happened? What's going on?
And concrete. And I was exhausted, like so tired. I think I had like a midterm the next day and I was with my friends and I was like, I'm going to bed. Like, I was like, I can't concentrate to study. I was like, I'll see you guys tomorrow.
Yes. Well, Allison said that PPE is a fact of life of engineering. So you'll get used to that, right? And Jackie Spencer, who's one of my previous guests, said, hey, he would love to see that whole canoe as it unfolds. So please send us some pictures, come back on and send us the final product, share the final product, however you want to do it. That's an interesting project, a concrete canoe. Yes, it's quite interesting. So let's make sure we follow you on that journey.
Definitely.
And then this is how I fight my battles. Yes, it was definitely released in May, she said. Excellent. Because Allison's also one of the co-authors as well. So this is some great information. And don't forget, Marion, if you let me know a yes or a no as to that, double check your Cash App because a different name is coming up. So I don't want to send the help to that if that's not the right one. All right. So I'm excited about that. Let me make sure I introduce you all to another one of my sponsors for today's episode. And listen, if you're interested in sponsoring an episode, because Mackenzie or Shannon, if one of you guys can type this backstage, just email kimjacobshow@gmail.com if you are interested in serving as a sponsor for one of our episodes. Some people sponsor for a full week. Some people sponsor for a month at a time. Some people sponsor for 2 months at a time, however it works for you. But if you're interested in becoming a sponsor and having commercials air here on the Kim Jacobs Show, all you have to do is email kimjacobshow@gmail.com and we'll get the pricing information over to you. And another episode sponsor today is the Freedman Law Group. Let me pull them up so you can get to know who they are. The Freedman Law Group, they have over 35 years of combined legal experience to provide high quality representation to their clients in the area of personal injury and civil litigation. I like to make sure I share more about their website here. The Freedman Law Group, they focus on personal injury, civil litigation, family law and estate planning, business law, real estate, and criminal law and civil rights. They zealously fight for the best results possible for their clients, from the boardroom to the courtroom. But to them, the most important thing is not what they do, but who they do it for. So the Freedman Law Group, their slogan is, they're of you, they're for you, and they are with you. Make sure you contact them today and let them know that the Kim Jacobs Show did send you their way. The Freedmenlawgroup.com. All right. So that was another one of our episode sponsors. And so glad anytime you all sponsor one of the episodes, we're greatly appreciative. I actually had a chance to have some of the desserts from Ruby G's Buttercream, which is one of our sponsors, over the holiday. Oh my goodness. They were delicious. So I'm saying these sponsors aren't just sponsors and their stuff is not good. They offer some tremendous services. And I'm so glad to have them as sponsors today. Let's see who else chimed in. This is a great way to show our daughters that they can look at non-traditional career fields. Thanks, Samantha Madre. I am grateful for you. That's what Allison Skeet. Why do you think it's important for young ladies to look at non-traditional fields?
Yeah, I think a lot of the times girls are like, oh, let the guys do that, or leave it for the boys to do that. You go and do this instead. And a lot of the time it's not done on purpose. It's usually that's just the way the culture is. Like, a lot of people don't do it just to hold women back, but it tends to create the stigma that, oh yeah, the guys can only do that and I can't. Like, I need to do this job, or my place is only here. But for me, I was like lucky enough when I was younger to never have that distinction. It was always like, Sam, go help your dad go do this, because it's 2 hours and I'm the oldest one. So it's always me helping out, doing like shovel snow or fix this thing. Like, that was just what I was used to. And I just thought it was because I was older, like I didn't think it was because I'm a girl or a guy. I never saw that distinction. But because of that, I was kind of blind to the fact that, women do go through this issue of being like, oh, I'm a girl, I can't do this. So like, even when I went to my first job, like I didn't have that, kind of chip on my shoulder or that filter of being like, I'm a girl, I'm going to be treated differently. I was just kind of there being like, I'm excited to actually be here and learn stuff. So I was lucky enough to have that experience. And then also the people that I was working with didn't treat me differently because I was a girl.
That's good.
But it is a big thing that women don't always have the opportunity to get. So that's why I do like the high school WISE program, letting girls know that this is something they can do. It's not out of their reach, just because I didn't go through the problems doesn't mean other people won't, but I still want to let them know that they can. That's
good. Really good, encouraging advice. Wow. I mean, you make me want to go into silver engineering. I didn't even want to do that. But now after hearing you, it's like, hey, anything's possible. That's a good thing. And it's also good that your dad included you. I think that's so admirable as well, because, he has 2 daughters in this case. And so he's like, hey, come help me. And instead of saying you go just only play with the dolls, and it's not anything wrong with the girls that play with dolls as well, but to pull you into that different mindset, that different way of thinking and that challenging thought process is just something that I commend your dad for doing as well. This is a show all about how you're balancing different aspects of your life. The Kim Jacobs Show is here to provide you with real, relevant, and relatable content that can change your life in some aspect, to help put a little piece of the puzzle back together for you that may be missing. You see the box and you see this big puzzle all across the table, but there's that one little piece that might be missing. Today, Samantha Madre is actually sharing with you how you can be 20 years old and balance music, ministry, college, author, and all different hats, sisterhood, all different hats that she wears. And so I am so grateful that you've been on the show today already. And I'm encouraging you to get your voice ready to belt out a little tune in a second. And also, if you guys have a question for Samantha, then definitely prepare to ask your questions as well. I'm going to go to a quick commercial break and then we'll come right back. One of our episode sponsors today is none other than Snow Legal, the Snow Legal Group. They are a very effective law firm. We have an actual monthly segment called The Legal Moment with Kenneth Snow, the attorney, and it is so enlightening and informative. So you'll have that with him this month coming up as well. I'll notify you all of the date, but let's just check out Snow Legal Group.
I'm attorney Kenneth D. Snow, and at the Snow Legal Group, justice is our job.
For more than 20 years, Attorney Snow has been fighting for justice and winning cases in the Carolinas by providing aggressive representation in criminal defense, domestic violence, family law, serious injury, and wrongful death. If you've been injured or lost a loved one in an accident, including tractor trailer or rideshare, you need the Snow Legal Group by your side, fighting for justice and fighting for you. Visit snowlegal.com. Call 704-358-0026 for a free virtual consultation. Located at 6827 Fairview Road, Suite D in South Park.
Welcome back to this episode of the Kim Jacobs Show with my guest, Samantha Madre, who is 20 years old and balancing so many different aspects of life. Samantha, people want to know, okay, let's see, some people have chimed in. Let me make sure. Yeah, okay. My brother said, great job balancing all of the different hats and doing so well.
Thank you.
Okay, and then Jackie said, you're a great example and love what you're doing. Okay, any other things that you want to share with people that, I mean, you shared a lot and then got through it pretty quickly. So anything else that you say, what are some things that you enjoy doing in life outside of all of the work? Because you put the work in clearly, but what are some fun things that you enjoy doing?
Yeah. Well, one thing before is you don't actually have to separate everything. I like to put it all together. Like for me, where was I trying to go with this? Like the music aspect. Like it's just something I enjoy and relax. So I do wear a hat with it, but at the same time, it's something that like de-stresses me. Like it has multiple purposes to it. So I think that's one of the keys of how I'm able to balance everything, because I find the joy into all of it, and it's like something that I enjoy doing. So it doesn't always feel like I'm doing work or, you know, I have this much responsibility. It's more like I can't wait to do this, or I'm excited to see the end product of it.
I love that. I love that a lot, because that's what I was actually talking to my daughter about this last night. She has such a tender heart and a compassion to help people at a different level than I've seen other people have. I mean, it brings massive tears and just emotions. And she's like, I don't want anybody to hurt for anything, for any reason. And I told her that, you know, only God puts that unction or that nagging down in your spirit, because it's something that he has gifted you to do. It's something he's assigned to your hands, to your work. And so it's interesting that you're saying that music, even though you're extremely gifted at doing it, it's also relaxing for you and fun for you. So God has, I believe, a sense of humor to say, okay, I'm going to give you something that's going to bless the world, but it's also going to bless you.
Yeah.
Interesting. Very interesting, Samantha Madre. Very interesting. Courtney says, good day. This is my brother as well. He said, I think it's important for fathers to encourage their daughters to be courageous and go after whatever they want.
Yeah, I don't think I remember when I first told my parents about civil engineering, they were like, okay, sure. I was like, they don't even know they didn't know what it was. I didn't know what it was. I'm trying to explain to them what I thought it was. They were just like, as long as it makes you happy and it's something that you'll be able to provide with afterwards, you know, because they came here, worked hard. They just wanted me to make sure I had better opportunities. Like, as long as you can make something of yourself, like, we're happy for you. So they were never like, ooh, civil engineering, it's a guy job. Like, it was never like that. So I was very lucky.
That's good. I love it. I love it. My mom said, this is a great show. Mom, you are the best. My mom is so supportive too. She's like, girl, this is great. Thank you, mommy. That is when you can do your best work, when you find the fun, the peace, and the balance in it.
Yeah. A lot of the stuff I do, you like with the mentoring, it just makes me happy just to see the younger students affect positively affected by it, just seeing like the light bulb go off in their head of being like, oh, this is something I can do, or just like those 1-2 conversations you have with those students, that just kind of makes it worth it. So it doesn't feel like work anymore. It just feels like you're having a purpose, like you're there helping somebody.
Right. I love that. I love that. And you seem to do it so gracefully. Not everyone can wear so many hats and then come out looking like you. So it's like, not that anybody should be like anybody else, but I just like the fact that you do it with ease. It doesn't seem like it's a burden. Why do you feel that's the case in your life? Why do you feel like it's just not a burden? This is just what God has gifted me to do.
I know definitely some days it does feel very heavy.
Okay.
I've had a few days where I was just like, okay, I need a second. Like I can't do all of these things at once. You have those days, but a lot of the time, I think it's just the peace God gives you. I usually find it in the music. I just would take a minute to just listen to, one of my favorite worship songs, or just put on Christian music and just like immerse myself in it, and then recollect my thoughts of like what I'm gonna do and make a game plan. Like I always have a schedule. I always have a game plan, and I'm always like, okay, we have to accomplish this, this, and this. Like I'm okay if it doesn't all work out the way it's supposed to, but that's usually what helps me balance everything. Having like a schedule and being like, this is what needs to get done. Not gonna lie, I kind of forgot the question.
I did too. Okay. I don't remember.
I was trying to tie it back to the question. And I was like, wait, what is the question?
Well, what about when the host forgets? Okay. The point is, it's been such great information shared that who cares what the question was? I just actually said, how do you do it with grace and ease? But that was the question. But you already answered it and then some. So who cares? It's wonderful. You are wonderful. Let me take a moment, guys, to let you know that tomorrow we have a great guest that's going to be on as well, talking about cybersecurity. We all know how important it is for us to be able to protect our identity online, and you don't want to miss tomorrow's episode. He's going to be talking with us. Robert Anderson will be talking with us about the importance of cybersecurity, how to protect our identity. And he's also going to be talking about ways that you can earn some money to even be able to go to the extreme of protecting your identity. So he's going to share a program offer that they have that's even paying people to help protect their identity. So you don't want to miss tomorrow's episode at 11 o'clock a.m. Eastern Standard Time. And the best way to do this, as I've already shared, is go ahead and subscribe to the Kim Jacobs Show. When you subscribe and turn on your notifications, guess what? You don't miss a moment because you are now seeing that we are live. So Samantha, while we're on, let me see if I can get you possibly to just, and you can just, do it right there. But tell people, please, I'm going to remove myself from the screen. Tell people to subscribe because they might follow you. Maybe millennials, they're not listening to me that well. You know what? My children say, Mom, you don't ask enough. I'm like, I'm asking every day. Stop saying that. Maybe what I'm saying is not working. But the point is, I am asking, right? And so right now, people are subscribing more. But I have goals and things that I, trying to get my page monetized and different things so that I can go ahead and have more referrals or recommendations where my stuff pop up in their feed. I don't know what I'm doing. I don't know. I'm 50, so I'm gonna remove myself for 1 second. Do you mind? And Mackenzie, capture this, please, because you did a beautiful job yesterday of whatever you did to get it out there so quickly. So thank you backstage. Will you tell people to subscribe, Samantha?
Yes.
Okay, hold on. Wait a minute. I gotta remove myself so I don't look like I'm on there telling you to tell people, even though I'm telling you to tell me. Hold on.
Hey guys, thank you guys for tuning in today to hear from my episode. I wouldn't have had this opportunity if it wasn't for Miss Kim Jacobs. So if you guys want to stay updated and all the amazing people that she has lined up for you guys, definitely subscribe to her YouTube channel. We're here at the link on the screen. Don't want to miss a minute. I wouldn't have been here if it wasn't for her. Definitely have a lot more people lined up for you guys. So just take a minute right now just to subscribe. I know I definitely will once we're done here. But
Wait. What? You hadn't subscribed?
I probably did not yet. I'm really bad at this.
Okay. We have another subscriber, Mackenzie, Shannon, Cassandra, and all of y'all. Yay!
Right.
Samantha's gonna subscribe today. You are gonna subscribe for real?
Yes, I will.
All right. Okay, before we close out today's show, let me see. Some more people said stuff. Oh, just laughed. Emmanuel laughed. Allison said, when dad can see no obstruction to a daughter's career choice, it gives a great sense of encouragement and support. Your dad is special. Yes, he is. He really is. Yes, I love this. I love all of the comments from you all in the studio audience. You guys are a great studio audience. So thank you for supporting the Kim Jacobs Show, and thank you for supporting my guest, Samantha, today. Make sure you tune in tomorrow at 11 o'clock a.m. Eastern Standard Time. And hey, I'm gonna let you close out singing something, so you don't have to worry about who saw it or whatever. We're gonna close out with Samantha singing us out. How about that? So everybody stay tuned for a second. Let me just do one more thing. I want to make sure you guys know that Quest Church prayer line is happening from 12 to 12:30. So we're going to end very shortly here, and you all will be able to pop right over. Pastor Jacobs is sharing God's word. He's preaching, he's praying, he's talking about COVID and what's happening across the land. But there's a church praying for all that's happening in this world. You can reach out at 978-990-5000. The access code is 322083#. That's Monday through Friday from 12 to 12:30 p.m. So, Samantha?
Would it be okay if I shared a video of me singing?
Absolutely.
Okay. So give me 1 second. Let me just find it real quick. I think I have it. Yes.
And while she's finding the video, I'm going to just say thank you to, are you ready? You know what? You can actually put that, if you want, the link that I gave you, you can log in with that, and I'll pull it up and play it right in the screen.
Oh, can I share my screen?
Oh yeah, that's even better.
It's just like a video that I have saved on my laptop.
Are you ready?
Yeah, I am. But you can keep going if you want first.
Huh?
You were saying something before if you want to.
Oh, I can do that tomorrow. Let's go. Well, you know what? Let me do it real quick. I want to make sure that I say thank you to all of our 2020 sponsors. We have had so many people that have sponsored the Kim Jacobs Show, and I'm so grateful for you being a sponsor, and I'd like to take an opportunity to say thank you as we are going throughout this new year. So thank you. And then we'll be right back with Samantha sharing her video. All right, Samantha, share with us as we close out today's episode. Thank you for being my guest today. You were fantastic.
Thank you for having me.
Okay, and thank you all for being in the studio audience and for being a part of the Kim Jacobs Show. Go ahead, Samantha, close us out.
All right, it's not letting me, which is annoying. Sorry about that.
If you put the link in the private chat, I'll be able to.
It's not a link, which is the issue. Okay, anyways, I can just, it's on YouTube. Oh, my sister just told me it was on YouTube.
See, that's what good sisters do. They share with them, like, don't play, girl, I got your back. It's on YouTube.
It is on YouTube, I forgot. Sorry.
So you can share your screen and show to YouTube?
Yes, more than likely.
Okay. Well, we're excited, and we thank you so much because the information that you've shared today has been most enlightening and helpful. If anybody feel like you walked away with just one or two key tips that you can apply to your life today, type thank you. Just type thank you because it was helpful. I'm going to type thank you because I know it helped me so much today, especially as I have my weekly meetings with my young adult children myself. So Thank you.
So I'm going to, let's see if it'll let me do it.
And if not, you can send the link in the private chat and I'll put it up there for you too.
All right, so I'll send you the link just because it might be a bit easier. And it's the first song that we sing. I sing a verse by myself, so you will be able to hear.
By this time, you could have sung 50 songs. You're the worship leader. You're so funny.
No.
Did you share it already?
Yes, I just did. So the song we're actually singing, the first song, it's a Christmas Hallelujah. So it talks about, the birth of Jesus and like the whole setup for that. So it's the first song that you'll see come up. Sorry.
Okay, so I'm going to pull it up in 2 seconds here. I just want to make sure it's ready to go so it's not circling. And then we'll be able to see Samantha Madre in her performance of a lifetime. Let's see. Let's see. I am trying to see how this would work. Wait a minute. Okay. You can't hear it, can you?
I can hear.
You can?
Yeah.
Oh, I don't know what I'm doing here. Let me see.
All right, it's fine. It's fine. I can sing a song.
And I'll tell you. Go ahead.
Do you have a song in mind?
No, whatever you want to sing.
No.
Sing the song you want to sing.
Mm-hmm. Okay, so I can do. My sister's telling me to sing "Nothing Is Impossible." She's over here.
Nothing is impossible. Sing it. Come on, Samantha.
Nothing is. Hold on. As the worship leader, I have my iPad in front of me, so when it comes to memorizing words, I don't know them. Okay, so through you, I can do anything. I can do all things, 'cause it's you who gives me strength. Nothing is impossible through you. Blind eyes are open. Strongholds are broken. I am living by faith. Nothing is impossible through you. I can do anything. I can do all things.
Wow.
You gives me strength. Nothing is impossible through you. Blind eyes are open. Strongholds are broken. I am living by faith. Nothing is impossible.
Wow. And people are just chiming in like crazy. Nothing is impossible. You heard it right here on the Kim Jacobs Show from Samantha Madre. And she did sing it. She sung it. Sam sung it. And you know I can play some YouTube. And I don't want to act like I can't play YouTube, but I just want to hear your voice. Your sister like, sing.
She's shouting in the corner. She's like, nothing is impossible.
Just do it. You have the best sister in the world.
She's smiling right now.
I'm not even exaggerating. Anytime you have a sister that stands there and cheers you on at the level that she does, just make sure you pull her along on that journey because she's an amazing sister. So thank you, sister back there. Thank you. My brother said, beautiful voice. Nothing is impossible. Y'all, we have to get off this show. I'll see you tomorrow at 11 o'clock a.m. Thank you, Samantha. God bless you and have a grand rest of your day, everybody. Thank you.